Good evening and welcome to Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brakely, along with the host of Love 101, my man, Naeem Najib. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How you doing, Charles?
All right, hey, brother, I'm doing great as always. I'm glad to be here. I know I'm going to learn something today. But before we get started, we're going to go ahead and pay homage and give some respect to our sponsor, the A Game. Here we go.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
All right, and that is the A Game. I see you over there smiling, Naeem. That is the A Game. Great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. And that's the male herbal supplement. Again, this is for males only. Women, we may have something coming out for you eventually, but right now we have it for the men only. And I do have maybe 2 free samples left. So if you want your free sample of the A Game, give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A Game, and I will mail it out to you. All right, it's selling like hotcakes, and they loving it out there. So again, that is the A Game. So what's going on, Naeem? How you doing? And what is the topic for the night?
The topic is you.
Cool. And I love this, man. You know, the open, talking about open conversations about the, loving relationships. And I think, this is a good topic. And I think every week, we can always bring something to the table because I hear something every day about love or relationships. So this is a, great way to, I guess, hump day, bring it on hump day and then bring it on down, through the weekend or something like that. So again, I'm ready for the topic, and you want me to bring that screen up?
First, I want to say to everyone, it says "Ask the Love Doctor," right? Y'all want to call me the Love Doctor, so I would say, all right, it's on you now. If this is basically a public consultation that for free for an hour with a expert, or I don't call myself an expert. I just call myself someone who's sharing the truth, and the truth, when you hear it, is not genius level information. It's really common sense. It's just that it's just we're dealing with common nonsense most of the time.
Right.
This is uncommon. You get that? So what's common is nonsense, and common sense is uncommon. So I'm just giving you straight common sense all the time, no matter what, on everything that is relationship oriented. And so use this hour to your advantage. Anything you wanted to know. I know if it were me, I'd be asking some questions. And again, ask about your imaginary friend that we know is already you that's dealing with this stuff. It's like, I heard that my friend wanted to know what happens when you trying to get somebody to fall in love with you. We know it's you, but just go ahead and ask for them anyway, because you don't have to admit it. We know everybody, it's confidential, all of that. I mean, it's not as public, but
Now hold up, Naeem. We don't want to scare them away. It may be their friend, so we'll say if it's your friend, it's your friend. We're gonna say if it's your friend, it's your friend. We're not going. We want to invite everyone.
I'm saying for the record, everyone, we know everyone is your friend. We want to make sure your friends are okay. Off the record, though, we know it's you. So just for the record, everybody, for the record, this is no judgment-free zone, and all that. So if y'all don't get my humor by now, then too bad. I don't really care. But the thing is, um, if you had like legal issues and there was a lawyer that said, ask me any legal questions, you charge hundreds and thousands of dollars an hour for that information. Just ask me any legal question. I'll give you the best answer that you can have. Wouldn't you want to use it? If a doctor's or any medical issues, tell me your symptoms, whatnot. I'll tell you the best things to take, the best exercise, best supplements, best lifestyle changes, health, to help you out. Use it. So I'm transitioning from just giving out information just by what I think people should know to what do you want to know? I'm asking the question. what do you want to know? What is your question? What do you like to know? And so with that said, I'm here for you for this hour or for however long it's going to be, up until maybe a little over an hour, that we can talk about this. So also, so as we begin, we want to talk about what love is ultimately. So since I did it last week, Charles, will you do it this week and talk about, you bring up the screen and break it down for everybody? I'll talk about the fear side. You can talk about the love side. So
Okay, you break it down so lovely. So you want to go fear first? You want to go love first? It's up to you. You tell me.
I'll go love. So I mean fear. So a relationship that, so we're doing the facts, the fundamental principles of love and fear, and basically the fundamental principles of a healthy and unhealthy relationship. So unhealthy relationship on that left side, you should take a screenshot. The fear side is a relationship whenever you feel afraid. You feel afraid to be who you are, to express yourself, afraid to talk to the person, afraid to ask a question, afraid that you're going to be attacked or judged in some way. That's a symptom and a sign of an unhealthy and dysfunctional relationship. So how about let's go to the healthy relationship with Charles Blakely. The healthy relationship.
Hey, you did that so great. But the healthy relationship is love, and the acronym FACT stand for freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, and sincerity. So again, freedom could be the freedom to do what you want to do. Appreciation is just appreciating that person and appreciating who they are. Communication, that's definitely key. You want to communicate with that person. Also, trust. You want to have trust. I talked about this earlier too. I was on the track running, and I ran into some friends of mine on the track, and we were talking, and we were breaking down, I was breaking down the facts of love and fear. And, as far as trust, that's the one thing they brought up as far as trust. And I'm just like, you trust more than what you really think you do. It's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. I said, because you remember, you trust that, the pilot's going to get you to your destination safe. You trust that whoever makes your food in the back didn't do nothing to your food in the back. You trust the doctor. You trust the surgeons. There's a lot of people that you trust and you put your trust into, but, a lot of people don't think of it that way. So again, that's trust. And then sincerity, just be sincere, about what you say and what you do and what you mean it. So again, these are the love principles. These are the universal love principles, FACTS, which stands for facts. That's the acronym. So again, that's love.
All right, Charles. Hand clap emoji.
Yeah, what I mean? I try,
That emoji, all of the emojis, sunglasses emoji. But no, that was the praise hands emoji?
The praise hands. There you go.
Yeah. That's, I mean, my whole thing is if you can say it in your own words, you got it. And another question would be, is this system that we're talking about, these facts, is it limited to just like a one kind of relationship, like just your lover or your romantic relationship, or is it not?
Right. No, it could actually, right. It could be any relationship that you have with anybody. It could be romantic relationship. Of course, like we always talk about, when you say relationships, people think of romantic relationships all the time, but that could be relationships as far as friends, family, whatever, it's all the same. You know what I mean? As far as a relationship is concerned. So again, it's not necessarily a relationship as far as, romantic. So as far as romantic relationship. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're talking about. Universal principles as opposed to subjective or
right.
personal opinion. Like,
mm-hmm.
Hey, I believe that everybody should be friends. And then, people who are not your friends, you don't trust them. And that's how I feel. You can only trust people who are your friends and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's a personal experience, personal position, which is valid. It's just not a universal position, a universal principle. It's kind of like saying, it's the difference between saying, hey, I only drive stick because stick shift is, that's the real person drives stick. And it's like, well, I drive automatic. It's easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about getting somewhere. Okay.
Right.
So whether you want to drive stick, whether you want to drive automatic, whether you want to drive a pickup truck or electric car, we're talking about the the vehicle getting you there, not necessarily like you may say, well, electric cars are better for environment. You know, that's what we're gonna do. That's the best thing to do. It's like for you in this moment, right? And you know, you have your arguments about so and so, but as far as our goal, which is love, then these are the things that make that happen: freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, sincerity, right? So whether if I'm trying to get to you from New York to Delaware, whether I'm driving stick, diesel, gas, electric, pickup, you know, semi, whatever, if I follow the path and drive that vehicle down the road, I will get to you from New York to Delaware driving southbound, right? And that's what we're talking about here. So anyone can say, well, you can like your electric car more than the gas one, but we're talking about the principle of getting to a certain goal, and the goal is having peaceful, healthy relationships. And these are the principles you want to know.
Right. On
the other side, if you want to not have that, here's the principles you need to know: attack, anger. Actually, I'm gonna take it down. Since no one's actually asked the question yet, I'm gonna start practicing something I was thinking about earlier today, and I'm just gonna start talking to y'all commercial, because I was listening to an ad and I was wondering, I don't even care about what this ad is saying, but like it was like something for weight loss, and I don't need to lose weight, and it was like I was captivated by how they were talking about this ad. And this is interesting. This language, this way that they're communicating their message is very powerful. So I'm going to do that right now for the next minute or so until somebody asks a question, because again, this is everyone here to ask a question. And so I'm going to say this. Give me 3 seconds of dramatic pause or effect. And we have a little bit of feedback in the back, Charles.
I got you.
No, I would always act up in the middle. But let's go for 3, 2, 1. Commercial time. So, what if I told you there was one secret to healthy, meaningful, and exciting, happy relationships? One thing that you're probably not doing, that most people are unaware of, but that you kind of know, but it's not so popular. What if I told you that those who implement this one thing enjoy long-lasting, longevity, amazing relationships with trust, happiness, and amazing experiences with their loved ones in all kinds of relationships? And what if I told you that without this one secret, your relationship is going to be doomed to misery, failure, heartbreak, trauma, separation, and just fear? What if I told you that many studies have shown hundreds of couples, people, friends, family members are using this thing that we've taught in Love 101 and using it successfully to transform their relationships from those of separation to joining, from guilt trips to happy, innocent trips, from unhappy relationships to joyful relationships? What if I told you there's just one thing that you're not doing? And if you learn this thing that you can implement today in a matter of minutes, we can show you how to do this, and it'll transform your life completely. And you'll be wearing a smile every time you see that person that you used to think about and get upset. You'll look at them and you'll say, wow, I'm so happy to see you. What if it was just one thing that you could do in right now in your relationship that the other person doesn't even have to do? But if you do it, then your relationship will be transformed 100%, from misery to happiness, from separation to joining, from sadness to joy. One thing. What if I told you there was one thing that you're not doing? Would you want to know what that is? All right, I'm done now with my commercial.
Hey, brother, I definitely would love to know what it is. And they got me on a commercial like that, but they were talking about something. And I'm like, oh, let me see what this is. Not love, but it was something else. And it didn't, I mean, it was horrible, because when I got, because when I went to the commercial, when I went to, sign in or what, they all asked you all these questions. I said, the hell with, I was just trying to find something out. God darn. So we do got some questions up here. We got my cuz Paul Bryan says, what's up, cuz? Oh, here he is, right? I ain't got it up there. He says, what's up? Hey, cuz, what's going on, cuz? Thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you. Hey, Fatima says, tell us. And I don't know if this is Izzy, or I don't know if it's Izzy or Kendra, but they say Naeem with the 2:00 a.m. infomercial. That is correct, because they will get you, because you sitting there like ready to go to sleep, half sleep anyway. So Thomas Green says, hey, y'all, what's going on, Tom? Thanks for tuning in, brother. And Fatima says, this commercial has me eager as heck. Yeah, they all get you like that, trust me. And this is Kendra, FYI. What's up, Feel Good Tough? What's up, Kendra? Thanks for tuning in, sweetheart. We definitely appreciate you. And we might have something in the back, Naeem. Let's see what we got in the back. Ruchi says, I'm curious as to what brings you both personally to this work of talking about love and relationships. Oh, wow. That's a great question.
Good question.
Naeem, you want to get a crack at that one?
Yeah, I'll start with that. And I intentionally didn't tell you the one thing because you have to stick to the end for that. You know how they make you stick
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to tell you because this is part of the whole thing. Like, to stir up the eagerness, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing, and that's why I'm not just being deceptive and manipulative, because I'm telling you how human nature works. Meaning, if I just talk to you like I'm talking to you now, then you're going to fall asleep because I'm using statements. And I'm just saying like, oh, I'm a know-it-all. I'm just talking. It's like, who cares Naeem's talking about? You know, it's not your fault. Like, you could actually like me as a person, but the fact that I'm talking to you like this, you're going to fall asleep. But what if I started talking to you differently? What if I changed the way I talk to you and it got you interested? What would I have to do to make you interested in what I'm saying? And not even make you interested, but maybe there's something that turns around in your mind to say, what is he talking about? That makes it more interesting. This one thing I'm doing that's changing the way you're listening to me right now. But what is it? Because it seems like before you weren't listening, but now why are you listening? This is interesting when you think about it. But this one thing I'm doing that's different. But what is it that makes you more attentive? And that's the question. That's the secret that we'll reveal at the end.
Hey, the way you coming at us, man, I'm like, okay, tell me. And we got another comment in the back. Well, not in the back, but comment in general. And she says, blasphemy. And we do have something in the back, though. She put me on blast, Ruchi. She said, I said both, Charles. I'm gonna answer it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna answer that one. That's not a problem at all. And let's see. Paul says, "Get to the point. Laugh out loud."
Exactly right. Isn't it annoying? Because what it does, I took notes too. And you know, it says it's the buildup of pressure of not knowing and not being sure if you know, but you want someone to tell you because they're saying it's a secret, but you know it's really not a secret. But when they tell you, you're really gonna feel anticlimactic. You're like, that was it. Like, come on. And that's why I don't want to tell you. You're like, come on, Naeem, that was it. Like, yeah, that was it. But but the thing is, and I'll tell you what the second secret was. Why are you so interested in what I'm saying now? What is it about how I changed the way I'm talking that's different? Is it different?
Good question. Yeah.
But is it just that I'm putting a question mark at the end of everything I'm saying? That's it. That's the one. So if you want to get somebody's attention, just start asking questions. And that's what I do in my books. I ask questions like, what makes a relationship healthy? What makes it unhealthy? Let's look at a clarity chart. What are the keys of a healthy relationship? What are the keys of an unhealthy relationship? And what is the one key? Because there is actually one key. And you know it's love. But what is the one key that could instantly transform your relationship to being, at least for you, a more pleasant and enjoyable experience? And so that's the thing. But the way that our minds work, our brains is like, we don't like not to know. So when you're just giving people away information for free by just giving statements, nobody listens. But when you're like, there's one thing I'm not telling you, but that one thing is going to change your life. We'll be back after these messages.
You know what? That's good. But you know what, Naeem? That is so true. If it seems like when you get stuff for free, you don't appreciate it, as to when you have to either pay or it means something to you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a great point. Oh, we got some more comments out here. Let's see. Fatima says, people love questions, especially a chance to speak. Yes, indeed. And she was talking about that one thing. She said communication as far as relationships. Naeem, what you were talking about, that one thing.
since y'all want it to be a quiz, then let's just throw some. What is the one thing that you could do right away? And again, remember I said it doesn't even have to involve the other person's participation. That can change your relationship with them immediately. What's the one thing you can do? We talked about it earlier, but what is it? And that's my question. And so let's go to Ruchi's question. It says, I'm curious to know what brings you both personally to this work of talking about love and relationships. And I would have to say, back to those questions, I was eager to know myself more so about what makes relationships healthy, about why relationships, you know, turn to crap so easily, you know, at the drop of a feeling or a misperception. Like why did people throw away sometimes years of just good times? And you know, why is it that someone can go from being literally lovers and in the same bed together and swapping bodily fluids to mortal enemies in the course of a moment? What is that? Like, I was just curious. Not because, of course, we know how, you know, people can grow apart over time and things, you know, different. When you were children and in high school, you broke. But what causes people who really came together to really go apart? And that could be not just romantic, but even friends and whatnot. And what causes people to like verbally attack each other, and you know, this and to take advantage of people's kindness, and to be selfish, and to allow people to take advantage of, like, what so those questions really inspired me to figure out what is this. And then I generally call it the programming that we have, but ultimately it manifests in many different ways. All right, so it's that selfish program. It's like, oh well, let me see, what can I get from hanging around Charles? You know, I see he's always, you know, about some business and stuff. Let me see how I can get in, you know, maybe make some money real quick, make a quick dollar with him. Like, that mindset is different than, who is this guy Charles, and let me get to know him and see how we can connect and see what happens with our relationship. And that's literally how we connected, because I mean, yes, we had our business entrepreneur group, but we connected as individuals, and we connected with our idea for what we want to do. I had a platform, you had a platform, and we want to see how we collaborate and create something together. And that's how this Feel Good Talk came to be. And so,
yeah. And to answer your question, Ruchi, as far as I'm concerned, like when I've always had had this thing to figure out what love is, you know, because everybody has a different point of view about love. And I hear it all the time. Love hurts, love, you know, you fall in love, you fall out of love. You can't love somebody because you got to be with them a certain amount of years. You got to be with them, you know, all that I heard. And it's like, it got to be something different. So lo and behold, one day we had this meeting, and Naeem happened to be on the meeting. And he was talking about, I'm looking at him like, okay, let's see what he got to say, you know? So, but he broke it down to a science. And like I said, it's the universal principles of love. And I was like, wow. I said, this brother know what he's talking about. And it's easy and simple to just look at what we're talking about today as far as the facts of love. And I was like, you know what? I said, maybe we can do something, because a lot of people are so lost with this love thing that maybe, you know, we could bring some light, or shed some light on some of this darkness that's out there. So again, you know, that was my whole thing about getting that out there, because I'm learning as I go along too. And, you know, the stuff that Naeem talks about. And I just want to make this clear to everybody too. This is all Naeem's work. So let's get that out there too. And this brother, you know, he's sharp. So again, I, you know, wanted to hear more about what this brother had to say. And I felt that everybody needed to hear this, because everybody's so broken out here about this love thing and relationships and stuff of that nature, that maybe we need to hear somebody with a different way of looking at love, you know, versus the same way. It's like for all these years, everybody's been looking at love the same way. It's emotion. It's a feeling. I can't love him because I ain't know him that long. How you going to love somebody you just met him? You know, and all this other crazy stuff. So again, when he broke it down, I said, there it is. This is what it's about. And I understand that, you know what I mean? So again, that's how I got into it, you know, and I think, you know, like I said, I learned a lot, you know, doing this on a daily basis. So I appreciate Naeem for that and for sharing his work. Because like I said, it's all Naeem's work. And again, we got some questions out there, and we have well, not questions, we got some comments, and I'm trying to figure out what Thomas Green elaborating on. He says thought. So I don't know what question. I mean, he is a question. He said in the question form. Dreddy Girl says, thanks to you both as always. It's the questioning lilt to your voice, the rising and falling. It is also the focus on the one thing. If any commercial said, let me tell you the 5, 10, or 20 things you can do for what you want, we would not be as eager. We want simplicity. So we want the easiest way to get to what we want. So one thing, yes, we can do one thing. So again, thanks for that, Dreddy girl. She's always got something to say that's awesome. And then Fatima comes back, stop it. We don't want a quiz. Oh, I must have missed it earlier. So hey, stay there, Fatima. We still want you on now. Now stop it. And Dreddy Gal says, and the suspense turns us on. And she laughs out loud. And that's true. Everybody's comment was definitely right. And okay, Tom comes back and he says, thought. He said most relationships begin with a thought. Okay, I got what you're saying, because we were talking about what's the one thing that will change, right? Yeah. So we're gonna come there. I think Naeem's gonna give you that answer, sure. And this is brother, let me make sure I got it right. Thomas Green. So he said that. She says I'm here. Okay. All right, thank you, sweet. We definitely appreciate it. And she also says, we are learning constantly. It is good to share knowledge, especially valuable knowledge. Naeem's materials are very well written and easy to follow. It makes so much sense. It may be too simple for people to understand because most people are looking for either an easy way or it has to be more than that. And that's true. Sometimes, you can break it down simple, but they think it should be something totally different. And Paul says, how do you turn to hate? How do you love? How does love turn to hate? So he's asking us that question, Naeem. And I'm gonna read Fatima's question. I'm gonna come right back to you. I thought. Let's say, a thought. Can we be will we be great together or not? Can I love this person? You might have to start reading them next. I don't know if my eyes, I'm just not reading it right or something's going on. But I got what she's saying, though. I got exactly what she's saying. So.
Yeah, it's like about what
what you were talking about earlier about. Yeah, I got you.
What Thomas said about most relationships begin with a thought, and then I think she's responding to
that. Right, exactly.
Can I love this person? Like, that's a thought. And yes, and this is great engagement.
Yeah.
You all for sharing your insights, because not just questions, but also what do you want? There's no I just want to open the conversation because it inspires us to think deeper about this thing. So it says it was never love, it was attachment. I think that in response to Paul, how the love turned to hate.
Yeah, her turn to hate, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Fatima, that was not hate. I mean, that was not love. Because love doesn't ever turn into anything.
Right.
It's a Decepticon. It's it's not an Autobot. It is what it is. It just always is love. It can be, and this thing is, we're trying to put this universal principle into a word, and it can't fit in one word. So even those 5 words I gave, freedom, appreciation, community, trust, sincerity, it's still nowhere near enough information for us to really process. Like, we can't process what love is. Let's just start there. But for us to kind of be looking in the right direction in our human experience about how to feel it, what do we need to think about? We need to think along the lines of being free, which is not being pressured or constrained or stressed out or someone imprisoning you. We have to think along the lines of appreciation, not about feeling ungrateful. We got to think along the lines of trusting, along the lines of communication, along the lines of, which is joining, hearts and minds joining, along the lines of sincerity, honesty, integrity, because there's so many more words that we can use for love as well. You know, we can use innocence, we can use joy, happiness, play. We can use um, so many more ways to of thinking and of being to express that. And it's not like these things are part. Oh, joy is a part of love, as like you're putting together puzzles. Like, no, joy is love, but also peace is love, right? So it's all, it's all love. We use these words to help us better connect to it. But joy will never be hate, and neither will happiness never be hate, or communication never be hate, or trust never be hate. So love does not turn to hate. But attachment, or hate is actually always hate, and there's a part of us that thinks along the lines. Remember that other side, fear, along the lines of fear, which is hate. So let's go back. So Paul also asked a question. He says, "What if you break up? You never loved the person?" That's a good question. So I'm gonna assume, you can correct me if I'm not correct about this, that you're speaking about a romantic relationship and you break up, you're no longer romantic. Does that mean you never loved the person? Well, here's the thing, Paul and everybody, about romance. You don't. Can we go back to that slide, that love? I'm going to ask it in the question form. So here's a question for everybody, all of us thinkers out here. To experience freedom, meaning to be who you truly are with someone, is that limited to a romantic relationship? Because if love is freedom, does that mean that love is only found in romance? Is another question. Can you be romantic with someone and not love them? Right? Can you think about romantic gestures, right? Flowers, cards, poems, poetry, romantic dinners, candlelit scenarios, sex and affection and kissing and all of that. Can you do all of that stuff and not actually appreciate the person, not actually have true communication, a deeper connection with them? Can you kiss and feel up each other's bodies and, get the sheets smoking, set off the fire alarm, the smoke detectors in the bedroom, and not trust the person? Can you really actually desire and crave that with someone and not be sincere? I've talked about this on another podcast, the whole idea of what's it called?
It must have got hot and steamy. His feed is off, so he'll be right. Oh, here he is. Must have got too hot and steamy for him. Here you go.
Yeah.
What happened, bro? You all right? Okay, just making sure.
I was ending the screen, but I was ending the whole thing. So that's just the commercial break. So because I couldn't find the word seduction that I was thinking about. So I guess my hand was like, "Stop embarrassing yourself. You're supposed to be a writer." Click. I was like, hand. It just got me out of there real quick. It was like, "You sound crazy. You sound stupid. You sound illiterate. Just click off." It's like, yeah, I literally couldn't think of that word for anything. But yeah, seduction. Seduction is a trip. It's the idea that you can walk into a room, cold approach someone, and make them, like, manipulate or in some way force them to have feelings that they act on. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible to wear a certain cologne or, put on a certain music or vibe or, situation, and then certain feelings start getting riled up a little more so than, let's say, you were just like a scenario that's not as romantic, like hitchhiking on the side of the highway when your car breaks down. Like, that's not necessarily the place to do a seductive move, right? But let's say believing that you can go and approach someone and inspire these feelings and that they're going to act on them, that's totally wrong. That's totally not accurate. There is actually no such thing as seduction when it comes to the idea that you can make someone like you and want to get in the bed and have sex with you, or, that's not possible. And that's along the lines of thinking that the thing called convincing someone, or convincing them, changing their mind, influencing. We have all this thing called social media influencers and stuff. That's not a thing either. Influence, you cannot how about this? This is the principle. You cannot influence someone to do something that they would not have already decided to do. All right? So let's say again, you think you're seducing somebody, you think you're going to get their number or get them to, get romantic or sexual with you, and you think I scored because, we're engaging in this. Not true. Actually, for example, if they didn't want to do that already, they wouldn't have done it. Despite the words you use, the tone of your voice, how sultry and sweet you get, and all the candlelight and all the dim, all that stuff, the music. That's just setting a tone, but it doesn't mean that it's causing them to act on it. And recognizing someone's free will and freedom of decision to do that or not do that is where freedom starts. Because as I was answering the question, just because someone, love starts with freedom, and so you can have that idea that you're seducing someone, but it's not true. And I'm going to give you actually the secret to seduction after this. If you want to really know how to seduce and score every time, I'm going to tell you, but you got to stick around till I finish explaining, because I'm not done. So, for example, if I said, hey, because seduction is another word for influence, or I'm going to influence you to do something. I'm going to convince you to do something. Sleep with me, right? Or if I said, here's a knife, stick it right here in your shoulder. Boom. Here's the knife. I want you to do that. If you're not going to already do that to yourself, is there anything I can say to you to make you do that, Charles? Like, what if I turn the lights down low and I was like, take the knife?
No, sir.
Right? So the idea that you can seduce someone is insane. It's not possible.
I think it just, confirms, their actions, what they wanted to do in the first place. So it gives them that motivation to do what they wanted to do in the first place. So that's all that is. Hey, we do got a lot of questions or comments right here. Let's get to them. There's about 8 of them. So I hope we start on top here. Boom. Let's see. I'll let you read them off, Naeem. And this time.
That's a great question. I don't know which one. Maybe the one, what if you love someone, you break up, you never loved the person. Okay. So yeah, I think we got around to answering that, which is you can have been with someone romantically that you've never loved. That's true. And a breakup doesn't necessarily mean love. Sometimes you may love the person, like you may appreciate them and love them exactly as they are, and realize that a romantic situation is not best for the two of you at the time. And so because you love them, you free them, you recognize their freedom, you appreciate them, you trust them, and it's mutual. Then you say, listen, let's not do this right now. I think it would be better if we just not romantic, or, we were just platonic for now. That could be love. So breakup doesn't mean it's not love or love. It doesn't mean anything. It's the meaning you give it. So yeah. So Fatima says, yeah, I understand that now. His love was not love. It was attachment. He wanted to be attached to me, to what he felt I represented, how it made him look, who it allowed him to be in company with. Thank you for that comment. Attachment is not love, y'all. That's for sure. All right. And Thomas says, yes, why am I looking over here when it's right there? It's like, it's right there in front of me, but I'm looking where it's all little and over on the side. It says, Thomas says, yes, it's called a one-night stand. Yes, thank you, Thomas. Bringing the lingo in here. Sakari says, hello. Hello. And Fatima says, we lost Naeem C swinging from the chandeliers. Oh, it's deep in here. Dawn Lee Thomas says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dawn. Fatima says, when I say I love a person, it's not necessarily romantic. I love the person in a way I want them to be all they can be to reach their desired goals, live a more satisfying life, be free from pain, live a long, healthy life. And for sure, it doesn't mean I'll be in a relationship with them. I can love very well from a distance. Chuck, I type as if I'm talking, barely taking a breath. No periods, LOL. Thank you for. I noticed that, but you also capitalized the next sentence.
That's all. It's all good, sweetheart. Yeah, you keep coming. Keep them coming. That's all.
You do notice though, comma, that we don't talk with periods. Period. So, comma, it would make sense, comma, that you don't use it in dash in your writing. Period. It would sound crazy, right? There's some languages that don't even have periods and stuff. So, Thomas says, so the question is, how do we tell the difference between love and seduction? Ah, good one. But first, let me give you the secret to seduction because it's real easy. So, yeah, you weren't expecting this. Now I can give it to you. You're not expecting it. So, the way to seduce someone is to communicate clearly what it means to the two of you, and that they already want to be seduced by you, or you by them. So it's kind of like you can play this game. I didn't invent it, but I thought of it and shared it with people in counseling and stuff. If you're with someone romantically and you want to kind of spice things up, set a date night where you both meet each other at the place separately. So one person arrives and then the next person arrives, and you kind of you already know that you know each other and you're in a relationship, but you act like you're strangers. So you're like going on a first date. You're meeting them for the first time again. You know what I mean? So it's like you're playing like, hey, how are you doing? What are you ordering here? Can I sit with you? You just play it out, and at the end of the night you're getting some. All right, you already know. You both know. They want to give it to you. You want to give it to them. It's all already understood. And then you can just talk all the jive, sweet talk. You want to talk back and forth, already knowing what the outcome is. It can be a good time. It can be. You can play with that idea. So that's how you seduce. You only go from a place of you already know what the outcome is. You don't try to get somebody to go along with you. I'm going to get somebody to come home with me tonight. Like, come on. Sound crazy. So, Paul says that's the power of persuasion, right? And what's funny about persuasion is there is actually no such thing as persuasion. It's only making suggestions, the power of suggestion, and making it easier for people to decide what they already want to do, right? I already want to, give you my number. I already want to talk to you. I already want to get in this relationship with you. But the fact that we're approaching this in a way that I like, and that's good synergy, good energy, it makes it easier. And then you say, oh, I got that. I'm telling you, I can pick up anybody. I can do. It's like, no. You're just playing games at that point. And to learn how to do that, like this, all these coaching things about, I forget what they're like teaching you how to, basically be a player or pick up people and all that, dating, all that sort of thing. But the secret to all of that is, guess what? I'll tell you after this next question. So let's go. Fatima says, I've broken up with people I love more than once. I still have great love for them, but as a couple of things were not working. And then she says, oh, we were about to lose Naeem again. Not yet. We've lost both of them. Maybe our connection is messed up. I don't know. Most of the time, it is a vibe. We both know we want it to go down real good. Yeah, right. And Izzy says, that's a great idea. A little like role play. I think that's a fire. Yes. Haha, dudes be thinking they tricked someone. LOL. They really didn't. He can pick up someone who consciously or unconsciously wants to be picked up, wants to be desired. Exactly, Fatima. And that's exactly consciously or unconsciously. If someone goes out and consciously or unconsciously decides that I'm not going home with anyone tonight, I'm not giving out my number, I'm not accepting anyone buying me drinks, whatever the case, you're not going to get anywhere with that person. Maybe they're just going out to be out with themselves. They don't want to interact, engage. They don't want to be seduced, any of that stuff. There has to be openness and willingness there. And the idea that you tricked someone or, persuaded someone is simply impossible.
It is. And you know what, Naeem? You could tell when you first meet the person. You get that vibe from you get that feeling. You already know. You know, it's already there. I mean, you just look at them, you already know, okay, I'm going home with this person, or I'm going to get this person's number. You know, it's real simple. You already know from the get, like you already know what you want. You know what I mean? So it's real easy, like you said, as far as they just give you the okay, you know, that okay, I'm going to act on this feeling that I feel. So, you know, that's all that is. So definitely good information out there, man. Definitely appreciate it. We do got one in the back that I wanted to get to too. We have
Before you say that, let me give the secret to
oh yeah. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
you know, the whole dating and connecting with people and stuff. It's this. Just be yourself. And I know that sounds like everybody says be yourself, but literally don't be looking up no pickup lines and what to say and what most women want, men want, the biggest weight. Like, no, those are not universal principles. However you are, if you are just sincerely that way, however you are, someone, more than one person, many people are into you exactly as you are. Let's say you think you're a little reticent and shy and goofy, or you're just not, you know, you don't feel confident. You could literally just be sincere about that. Like, look, I think I'm awkward as heck in social situations. I'm not confident. I just wanted to talk to you. I don't know what to say. So I'm gonna just tell you a little about myself. Like, I don't know how to proceed with any of this, but I really think that you have a great smile or whatever. But I'm not trying to pick you up. I'm just trying to tell you what's on my mind. Like, I'm not. Again, I don't know. However you are, just be sincere with what you are. And people, because we're energetic beings, we can pick up on the energy. And just like the energy of someone who's rehearsed this line 1,000 times, and like, you know, they get a 25%, 1 out of 4 people go for the line, and they're like, they just playing a numbers game, trying this line, you know. Or, you know, if I can text you on my keyboard, it says I and you are right next to each other. So I think you and I are just meant to be. Look, it's like text.
And now you said it all, man. Just be yourself. You know, that way you don't have to, you know, cover up your lies. You know, you tell them straight up what it is, or you tell that person this is what it is, this is who I am, and you can either accept it or not. If not, oh well. And then you just do what you know. That's it.
And that's the thing. People are so afraid of being rejected, and it's like,
who cares?
Who really rejection is protection. And people are still talking about they don't have sound and they can't hear us. Charles, is that like we just talking to ourselves? Can someone in the back confirm?
Actually, we have sound here, so it may be their connection. I don't know how many. Let me see exactly who's saying that.
All right. Well, people in the back say they can hear us.
They can hear it. We're fine on this side. Let's see. Let me see who says something.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we're fine here. Yeah. So, hey, Crystal Hand has something that she wanted to say. Let me see. So, wait a minute. We got so much going on back here. I'll come back to this. Hold on. I can hear you fine. Everybody saying I see. I can hear you.
And so they hitting us with the real, you know, we opened Pandora's box with the lines. They hitting us with all kind of lines.
Yeah, you know, now they coming at it now, baby. Girl, was that you? You've been running through my mind all day. All them crazy behind. But you know what? The cornier it is, the better, because it's funny. You know, they enjoy that. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this guy is crazy. You know, so I think a lot of women like that sincerity, and they like that. You know, you being straight up with them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they want you, you can get them no matter what. They're going. It's you. Like if you want that person, they will come to you no matter what. You just tell them, this is what it is, and that's it. You just go from there. Yeah. So let's see what we got here. Hold up. I don't even know where to start, man. So many darn questions up here. Comments. Oh, okay. We already did that one there. So
okay, I'll read it. So unconsciously. Right, we read that one. Thank you.
Yeah, we read that one there. Let's see, because you read these last one.
So how is love identified in a relationship that one's desire to be with versus a relationship that is signified for friendship? So let me see. Thomas, I'm thinking that you're saying that in a relationship you want to be with someone romantically, and perhaps sexually, as opposed to a relationship that is platonic or friendship. Now, that's a great question because we can go right back to our chart. Can we go back to that?
Yeah, I got to get to it.
I'm going to ask you, Thomas, and everybody, but particularly Thomas, these questions. Can you have freedom? Meaning, can you be who you truly are in a romantic relationship and in a friendship? Yes or no? Can you appreciate the person in a romantic relationship? Can you appreciate your friends? Yes. Can you communicate in a romantic relationship? Can you communicate in friendship? Yes. Can you trust someone in a romantic relationship? Can you trust someone in a friendship? Yes. Can you be sincere with someone in a romantic relationship? Can you be sincere with someone in a friendship? Yes. So that's what love is. If you're doing that, it's love. So you can love someone in a romantic or a non-romantic relationship. There's no difference. The only difference is what you do, how you express yourself in those relationships. But every relationship you have with every person is going to come across differently. Every relationship, even if you have more than one child, you relate to one child different than another. You know, your friends, your siblings, your parents, your co-workers, every single relationship is its own unique entity, and there's beauty in that. Like, you don't have to be special because you're already unique. What you have with someone else, you don't have to feel threatened by what they have with someone else, because it'll never be what the two of you have in terms of what you do, how you connect, how you relate. That is your own. That belongs to you too. In terms of the appreciation, communication, trust, that's universal. Everybody is good. If you have a loving relationship, you'll see that, wow, this is a great vibe in here in this atmosphere. Why? Because people are communicating, they're trusting, they're appreciative, they're free. That feels great, as opposed to people, having conflict and arguments and anger, and you feel that difference. But we all share the lifeblood of freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, sincerity. It's just how we do it, right? In a relationship with your waiter or waitress, you may appreciate them by putting a few extra dollars in their tip. With your friends or family member, you may appreciate them by actually cooking them their favorite meal. It's still appreciation. It just comes in different ways. So let's continue. Crystal says, "Sir, toi, is that French? Are correct. Once my maid, or two are correct. Once my mind is made up, it's like talking to a wall. Hello, by the way, just walked in. Oh, okay. So yeah, that example about, if you don't want to talk to anybody that night or that day or whatever, it doesn't matter what they're saying. It's not gonna get through. Okay, and then these are the technical things about no sound, except that there is now, at least. And what else we got? Oh yeah, Paul says, and then you have game. Who play the game better, men or women? And that's a good question. You should start your own infomercial about that one, because I don't know, and I don't care to say, because it don't matter. Like, my specialty is not games, it's love. That's why my book is Love Is Not a Game. And so it's interesting you said who played better, men or women. It's like, if the game, if you like playing a game, play the game. But the game should be, if you're going to play a loving game, it's a win-win, right? It's what do they call it? Non-zero sum game, whatever. It's a game where everybody wins and everybody knows that everybody's going to win. Like the whole role play I was saying about, where we both already want to get it on, but we're going to act like we don't know each other and go through the whole stranger thing. All right, let's go to the next one. You got to make it fun. You got to make it pleasurable. Fatima says, I like an honest approach. Tell me because I'm going to tell you. I hear you. Chrissy says, nope, I'm listening. And Kendra says, yes, you may want to log out and log back in. Okay. And Fatima says, I hear you. Okay. And do you pronounce it Fatima or Fatima? Because I'm going back and forth because, I'm familiar with both. And Chris was, oh yeah, the pickup line. Are you sick? Because I see you. LOL. Yeah, that's funny. I see you.
We used to call her Fatimula, and when we say Fatimula, she's from, because we grew up around the same area. And everybody calls her Fatima though, but I used to call her Fatima. So anyway, there you go.
Yeah, she just said.
He put it in there. Yeah.
I got it. All right. What else we have? What else we talking about here? You hear us. Everybody hears us. And yes, coming. We got this. We got the. All right. For me, I have to love you as a friend before loving a person romantically. This is for Timala again. Yes, and the only difference is that sex, making love, is not on the table. Each relationship is special and significant in its own way. Very well said. Each relationship is special and significant in its own way. Thank you, Fatima. Paul says, you missed my question. Scroll down. What question did I miss, Paul? Can you say it again? Is it scroll down, scroll out? I'm going to look for it, but go ahead with the next one, Charles. I'm going to look for Paul's question on the others. Oh, then you have game who played better men or women. Oh, yeah. I didn't miss that one. Can you just be friends with someone you in love with? So when you say in love, Dawn Lee Thomas, are you saying in romance? Because we already covered that love is freedom, appreciation, communication. So of course you can be friends with someone you're in love with, and you would, of course, want to love your friends. I think that would be a great friendship if you actually love each other. When you're saying in love, are we talking about the traditional make love, sexual, like friends with benefits situation? Or let me read it again. Can you just be friends with someone you're in love with? And yeah, can you just be, I guess, platonic with someone that you feel romantic toward? Of course. Just gonna have to take a cold shower after every time you with them, because gonna be turned on. But anyway, yes. Fatima says yes. Grown up in straight Chester. My family pronounced it correctly. Don't worry, I'm not easily offended. Thank you, Fatima. And Paul says, never mind. Thank you, Paul. And Dawn says, romance. Yes, I think I answered that question. And anybody else can answer any of these questions too. Y'all can have conversations with each other. And is real love, avoid games and lust still alive? So is real love, avoid games and lust still alive? So you're saying is love alive that doesn't do games and lust? Is that the question? And of course, freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, sincerity has nothing to do with lust or games. And it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's just we might be looking for it in a certain form, and I would advise us not to do that. Just receive it as it is, right? Because you can have real love for your friends, your family members, yourself, etc. It doesn't have to be any games or lust involved. Timala says, I am and have been platonic with people I felt as though I was in romantic love with. Okay, so that proves you can be friends with someone you're in love with, as Dawn says. Thank you for responding to that, Timala. See, everybody's talking to everybody. It's like communication.
That's right. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Definitely, this was definitely great topic, like always.
Can you cover that back? I don't have the private chat anymore. Can you cover that comment or that question we had in the back before we go? You're on mute.
Yeah. We got a question. Excuse me. Ruchi says, "Thank you for your thoughtful answers. You've embodied the title Feel Good Talk. My years of service have shown me that if why we do and what we do are in alignment, that makes you an expert, not a degree. So thank you with my hand on my heart, and you all make it fun." Yes, indeed. We try to make it fun and educational at the same time. You know what I mean? So we got 2 more comments out there too. Wait a minute, they keep running from me. All right. Great perspective. That's Crystal Hand. She says that. Fatima says, I think to be in a great love relationship, the individuals have to have similar ideals about what love is.
Agree. That's
definitely agree. Yep.
Thought system and a common curriculum, common goal for your relationship, common purpose, and a common thought system. Absolutely.
And of course, my brother Tom says, true and true. I don't know how to supposed to say that. But again, thanks for your comments, definitely. Hey man, awesome show. Hey, we before we get out of here though, and we're gonna come back on the other side. Excuse me. I want to again pay the bills and give our sponsor a chance to tell us who they are. And here they go. The A Game.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
And again, that is the A Game. It's great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. And this is the male herbal supplement. So again, we have a female supplement hopefully coming soon. But like I said, it's for males only. Again, if you want your free sample, give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836. They're selling like hotcakes. And we got one more question here. Let's see where we at. Got Paul. He says, what do you do if you love everything about this person, but y'all are not sexually compatible? How do you fix that, or can you? It's a great question.
To just make it simple, does that mean that you're just not turned on by them, or them by you, or that you just, again, that's what I'm thinking when you're saying sexually compatible. And I guess what would love do in that situation? Love would make it okay either way, meaning you don't have to be sexually compatible to be with this person, and you just don't have to be. You can try different things. I have a whole book about that, Beyond 50 Shades, a guide for healthy sexual communication, to dive deeper into the conversations. Like, that book is not about sexual tricks and tips, but more about conversation, making it okay to talk about your turn-ons, your turn-offs, your deepest funnest fantasies, because they say deepest, darkest, or like it's something wrong. It's like, no, it's just have a open adult conversation about these things, and you will be surprised by what can turn you on when you release the fear and the resistance from even just opening up about, hey, I don't know what's going on with us sexually. I want to be more sexual with you, but I don't know what's going on. Like, being able to say that in a safe environment can liberate energy that could be causing certain sexual blocks. Could be. I'm not an expert in that. I'm just saying, in love would make it okay either way. And also, you got A Game over here. So, yeah, it would be okay either way. So, yes, that's what Timala says. This is A Game. Love the commercials. Let's get rejuvenated and increase vitality. Yeah. Thomas, there's greater teacher than a great lover. Okay. And for Timala says, sexual compatibility is a learning process, a wonderful journey. Love would make it okay, because love would be safe, healthy, and considerate to express themselves. A lot of men don't really get that part. Thank you for that. It definitely would make it safe and healthy and considerate to express themselves.
Exactly. And you know what? That's where the communication comes in. If something's not working, that's when you got to talk about it. Try to make it work. See what y'all can do. Little things, like I said, that goes a long way, that communication. Here you go, Naeem. Just Dawn comes in.
Thank you for having an outlet to communicate and learn about love. Love 101. Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate that. And Fatima says, people who have been together for 80 years and the partner had a stroke can no longer perform. Guess what? They still, love each other without sex. This is actually happening in real life. You're right. Do you keep the one you with and go outside to get what's missing? Well, that's up to you. You're free to make a decision. And Just make that decision in a state of communication, sincerity, right? Trust, and you're innocent, regardless of what you decide to do. Just have your integrity intact about it, and also don't see. I'm not gonna say don't, but sex can not be there, but it doesn't mean your relationship isn't fulfilling and perfect outside. It doesn't mean it's not fulfilling. So it doesn't have to be something missing. If it's seen as something missing, then you always come to a relationship with a lack-based mindset. It's complete in its whole as it is, with or without the sex, because you wouldn't say, oh, I don't have sex with the majority of people in my life, so something's missing. No, it's not. And Fatimula says, go outside, nonsense. Fatimula says, I take that back. You're free and should be loved regardless. But dang, bro, sex is not intimacy. All right. I have to give my commercial before we go because I have one thing. If y'all stuck around this long, hold on, let me get a drink of water. It's going to be my 3-second pause for the cause. There we go. What if there were one thing missing in your relationship that could transform everything? All of the fights and arguments, all the misunderstanding, distrust and suspicion could be wiped away in a moment by just doing this one thing. Here at Love 101, we teach you what that is. And you could just imagine, you could enjoy relationships where you feel comfortable, at ease, being yourself. What if you could feel totally embraced and turned on by all of the dynamic energy that person is pouring into you and you into them just by doing this one thing that you could learn in under 5 minutes? Would you want, would you, so I'm looking at the comments. Would you want to know what that is? It's the secret to healthy relationships. And here at Love 101, we teach what that is. For the price of $49.99, you can see, just click on the next link and it will tell you to. Okay, so yeah, what is
Yeah,
it?
that's when everybody forget about a commercial and they turn it off. Oh man, this is crazy. I paid $49.95 for that.
So, and yeah, so you can see everybody's like, over there looking and waiting, and yeah, because I'm going to burst the bubble now because I blew it up really big and tell you that we've been talking about it the whole time. And I showed it on the screen like 5 times already. But when it's like someone mentioned earlier that when it's just easy and simple, it's just like, you don't really think about it. But everything I said is true. And I'm going to give you and it's appreciation, by the way. It's appreciation. You have appreciation, active appreciation in your life for whoever you're with, whether it's romantic or not. That relationship will be transformed into something you never recognized, especially if it was unhealthy. And so we've been talking about this all night, and let me give you a actual practice you can do. And Kendra says love, and yes, that's accurate. Here's what you can do. It's called an appreciation exercise. You can do it right now. It's going to take me 30 seconds to tell you, probably less. It's only 3 questions. Question number one, you ask the person, what is something you appreciate about yourself? And then they respond and they ask you, what is something you appreciate about yourself? Then you ask them, what is something you appreciate about me? Anything. 1 to 3 things. Let's go big. Give me 2 things you appreciate about me off the top of your head. And then they would ask you, what's something you appreciate about me? And then third question, what is something you appreciate about our relationship? Remember, every relationship is special and unique. And what is something you appreciate about our dynamic? What is something you just appreciate about? And they would ask you. And that in and of itself, 5 minutes of your life, it may feel awkward at first. It will, especially if you don't do it often. It'll change your relationship, I promise you. Now, who's going to have the courage to do it? If you do, talk to us next week and let us know how your experience went. So that's the secret. catch us on, all the books are under my name on Amazon, and email me at naeem@naeemnajib.com if you want to get a sample of get the What is Love course, and I'll send you a free copy of Love Is Not a Game if you ask for it.
Excellent. Hey, Naeem, every week, man, like I said, you never cease to amaze me, brother. You always do your thing. So, again, we appreciate all the comments, and it was a great show, man. Great show. Definitely good, great show. So, if anybody out there interested in coming on Feel Good Talk Love 101, let us know. And we got room for a few people, about 3 people, if you would like to join the conversation. So, just let us know. Hit us in these comments here. You can still comment and let us know if you want to come on the show. And I'll send you the link to come on, and you can come on next week, 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk Love 101. We can have a great discussion. So I think, if you want to really get involved and you really want to talk about this with us, you definitely can. So, feel free to let us know in the comments, and then leave your email information so we can send you the link. Okay. So we got room for about 3 people, Naeem?
Yeah.
About 3 people. Yeah, we got room for about 3 people because we have people in the room as well. So, we definitely have room for that. So definitely, if you're interested, let us know and we'll get you on the show with us. So,
so again, it's not just invite only, it's request only. We already invited you. You now have to do a request. Like, I'd like to be on next week and join the conversation. Simply that.
That's right.
Yeah. And something Fatimula said is that love. So many people use your name in vain. And I feel the same way about love, because if love were a person, it would be a person with a identity crisis, because he's suffering from identity theft. Like, some people are like, hey, you seen love over there? They were building hospitals and helping people and handing out food. Oh yeah, I saw love. Other day they was waging war and blowing up stuff and committing domestic abuse and all the other stuff. And it's like, those things are not both love. You understand? Like, love is one thing. It's freedom, it's appreciation, it's communication, it's trust, it's sincerity, it's healing. Love does not hurt. Love is not painful. Period. So tired of people using love's name in vain. It's not the truth. I'm here to clear its name.
That's right. My brother Tom says, great show, fellas. Hey, thanks, Tom, for tuning in. We appreciate you, man. Like I said, if you want to be on the show, brother, next, let us know. We got you. We have Kendra. She says, thank you. No, thank you, Kendra. Thank you for tuning in. And Tom again says, a question for next week. What would this world look like with just love?
That's a good question. I would ask you to start with that in your own home and household, whether it's just you or other people, and try for this week to next week to only express freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, and sincerity to those in your life, because those people in your life are your world. And see how your world changes, Thomas, and anybody else is interested. So let's see what we have to bring to the table next week after doing that.
Definitely. So again, man, great show, and I guess we'll end it soon. You got any last comments, Naeem?
There's just one thing to say that will change your life forever. We'll tell you about that on the next show.
Hey, we'll get them again, Exactly. Hey, man, awesome show. Again, this is our Feel Good Talk Love 101. You can catch us every Wednesday right here on Feel Good Talk Mind, Body, Soul, and Business at 7 p.m. So, again, we'll see you next week. And, again, if you want to be on Feel Good Talk Love 101, just hit us up in these comments. Leave your email address and say you want to be on, and leave your email address, and then I'll send you the link for next week's show. But I'll probably send it the day of the show, so you'll get it the day of the show. So don't look for it until then. And then once you get that link, you could pop right on and we'll talk, and, we'll have a great conversation. You know what I mean? So again, we would love to see the people who are actually making these comments as well. So that'd be great, to show your face right here on Feel Good Talk Love 101. So let's see. We got something before we leave out of here. Okay, she just said stop. Okay, she's talking about the commercials. So let's see what we got in the back. We have 4 people in the back. HT, let's Shannon Joy says, y'all are the truth. Hey, thanks, Shannon Joy. We definitely appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for sitting in the back room. HT Lovejoy, she's still on vacation. She says, great show. And that is it. So we'll definitely see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brakely, along with my main man, Naeem Najeeb, and we're out of here. Peace.